Hey guys, happy Thursday! I'm so excited to do another math lesson with you guys today. You have been rocking it. I've loved seeing some of the math problems that you guys have been doing. For those of you that have texted me pictures, that's awesome. You don't have to, but I really would like for you to make sure that you are getting the answers right and make sure you're taking that responsibility and taking that ownership as 4th and 5th graders to make sure that that's being done, because if you're not getting the answers right, and I know I'm not right there to to look at the answers with you, and if you're not getting them right, then are you actually learning anything? Nope. So make sure that you are getting the answers right and you are letting me know if you are having a hard time with something, because when you get into middle school next year or into 5th grade next year, you're going to want to make sure you have this foundation in math to help keep you strong and keep your brain pumping with math. So please make sure to do that. Today, guys, we're going to be looking at dividing decimals by 10. And I want to just remind you before getting started today that if I were to write the number 12 on my board, I have 12 wholes. I have a 2 in my 1 and in my 1's place, and then I have a 1 in my 10's place here. This is the same thing as this, because beside every whole number, I have a decimal and a 0. And then you can also realize that you do not have to put that 0 there. If you feel more comfortable, you can, but that is up to you. Here's another one. If I have the number 1, what would that look like as a decimal? Absolutely, it would look like this. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that you remembered, because we are going to be looking at some whole numbers today. And I just want to make sure you realize that we do have a decimal right there to the right of my 1's digit when I have a whole number. So let's go ahead and open up our student textbooks to page 63. Go ahead and do that for me and pause the video. All right, so let's go ahead and write number 1 on our board. Let's write 291 divided by 10. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but I told you when we were looking at multiplying decimals by tens, hundreds, and thousands, that if you were to multiply, you would move your decimal to the right. Remember that? Well, now, are we multiplying? Nope, we're dividing. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little cheat sheet back up here. I don't need multiplication because I'm not doing that anymore. Who remembers which direction I go if I'm dividing? Absolutely, I'm going to go to the left. Okay, so if I have 291, remember that I told you that 291 and then 291.0 are the same numbers. Remember talking about that a second ago? Good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at where my decimal point is. This is the same thing as this. And I'm going to look at my 10. How many zeros do I have in my 10? 1, absolutely. So I'm going to put my purple marker on top of this decimal, and I'm going to change it, and I've got to go to the left now. You see that? If I'm going to divide, I need to go left. And I'm going to go to the left how many times? Great. I'm going to go to the left 1 time because I have 1 0. Here we go. Ready? 1 time. All right, so now my new decimal is 29.10. Do I have to have that 0 there, guys? No, I don't have to. This is the same thing as this, okay? Make sure that you see that. All right, let's go ahead and do number 2. Ooh, I just erased my little cheat sheet up top. If I divide, I move my decimal to the left. Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and do number 2 together. So 49.1 divided by 10. Okay, so let's take a look. I have 1 0 there, and I know that I need to move my decimal to the left because I am dividing. So I'm going to rewrite my decimal here, and I'm going to move my decimal over to the left 1 time. And so now my new decimal is 4.91, or 4 91 hundredths. That's how you could read that. I would like for you to go ahead and try number 3 on your own. Pause the video. Awesome job, guys. So we had 6.31. Make sure that you're checking your work with mine and that you're following along. 6.31 divided by 10. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at my 10. I have 1 0 there. Switch up my marker colors here. Make it a little more exciting. I have 1 0 in my 10. And I'm going to go ahead and move it left. I'm going to move my decimal left because I'm dividing. So I'm going to rewrite this here to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit easier to see. I'm going to put my marker on my decimal point. And since I have 1 0, I'm going to move it to the left 1 time. Now, you might be thinking, Miss Cantrell, what is my decimal? Because can I just put 0.631? Well, if I have a number that's missing right next to a decimal, it's always a good habit to just put a 0 there as a placeholder to make sure that everybody knows that you don't have any ones. Because if I leave it like this, is there any way that my friends can know that I have nothing in my 1s or in my 10s? Not really, because maybe they just think I forgot to put it there. So it's a good strategy to go ahead and just put your 0 there. So you should have gotten 0.631 or 631 thousandths. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Go ahead and pause your video. Awesome. So we had 4.07 or 4 and 7 hundredths, excuse me, divided by 10. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my 10. And I have a 1 0 there. And so since I'm dividing, I am moving this way. I am moving a left. So I'm going to have 4.07 rewritten here to make it a little bit easier for my little eyes to see. And I'm going to put my marker on my decimal. And then I'm going to be moving my decimal over 1 place because I have 1 0 to the left because I am dividing. So then this would become 0.407 or 407 thousandths, which I just told you. Are you going to leave it this way? And no, you're sure not, because otherwise nobody knows if you just forgot to put in your 1s and your 10s or your hundreds. So in order to fix any confusion, you're going to put 0.407. So you're going to have a 0 here in your 1s place as a placeholder to make sure that your friends know that you know how to do math. Okay, so we have 0.407 as our answer for number 4. Okay, guys, go ahead and pause the video and try number 5. Excellent. So we have 6.78 divided by 10 here. And Jonah, how many zeros do I have? Absolutely, I just have 1. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to rewrite my decimal here, and I don't even need my cheat sheet up here because I already know as a 4th and 5th grader of Miss Cantrell's that if I am dividing, I am going to be moving to my left. And I'm going to be moving 1 time because of my 1 0 and my 10. Now remember, this trick only works if you're dividing by a 10, 100, or 1,000, okay? So make sure you're remembering that. I told you that when you were multiplying, but just as a refresher. So I'm going to go ahead and move it over 1 time. Boop. There we go. And then I'm going to erase this so that my eyes can see it a little bit more easily. Am I going to leave it like this, Madison? No. Oh, what do I need to put right there, Nurai? Good. I need to put a 0. And so my decimal is going to look like this. Kristen, remind us why we would not leave it like this. Absolutely. It's because you want to make sure people know that you have nothing in your whole number area, that you have nothing in your 1s, 10s, or hundreds. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Last one that we're going to do together today, and then I'm going to send you out to do some more dividing numbers and then dividing them by 10s, okay? Let's go ahead and try 89.02 divided by 10. All right, go ahead and pause your video. Try that out. All right, perfect. So I'm going to rewrite my decimal 89 and 2/100ths. And then I'm going to take a look at my 10 and I'm going to see how many zeros there are. How many zeros are there? Great job. I just have 1. And I know that if I'm dividing, am I moving right or left? Left. Outstanding. And I'm going to move over 1 time because I have 1 0. Here we go. 1. Boop. And I'm going to erase this so I can see it. And there's my new decimal. Do I need to add, ooh, do I need to add a 0 there? No, I don't, because I already have something right there in my 1, so I'm good. 8.902 or 8 and 902 thousandths is how you would read this decimal. So that's what we should have gotten for number 4. All right, for your independent work today, my friends, we are going to be taking a look at some workbook pages. Let's take a look at workbook page 35. And you are going to be dividing by tens here. You're going to have some whole numbers divided by 10, and then also some decimals divided by 10. But just use our trick and know that you need to move those to the left, okay? All right, guys, go ahead and do that and pause the video. Excellent job on that, guys. So here are your answers for this workbook page. Okay. And if you were a little confused on this piece, I'm okay with that. I want to make sure that you have 2 through 9 correct. So please, out of all of these, and then these here too, of course. But for all of these, guys, see if you can make sure you got those. If you missed this chart, I'm not too worried about that part. Okay. All right. Excellent job today, guys. And I will see you tomorrow for Friday math.